Construction number 6, constructing a congruent angle. If you're going to construct a congruent angle, you must be given an angle so that then you can construct one congruent to it. So we have to be given an angle here, and angle Q is the angle that we are given, and we need to draw it. So let's all together draw an angle Q. And these sides of this angle need to be longer than your favorite arc distance. This one we want to be acute. So let's go about right there. That's good. Okay, and this is angle Q. So everybody please, on your paper, put in an angle Q. And what we're asked to do is to construct an angle that's congruent to this one. So here's Q, and I need one in another location that is exactly the same size. We are not going to use a protractor. We are going to use our compass. So to get started, we're going to draw a ray. You can call it a working ray if you want to. A ray to the side. I'll just make it going in the same direction. And the end point of this ray will be the name of the new angle we want, angle P. So we'll put point P right there. Okay? So we have our given angle Q, our working ray for the new angle, with the end point, the name of our new angle, angle P. Good? Okay. Now, let's talk about why the construction you're about to learn actually works. We've just come through circles, and we learned that circles with congruent radii are congruent circles. And on our compass, we've learned that from the center to whatever value, whatever measurement we use on the compass, that is a radius. So what we're going to do is to construct parts of two congruent circles. All right, so I'm going to put, by the way, our two interesting points or points of interest are Q and P. We'll start with Q and put our favorite arc at point Q on this angle. Now, remember, favorite arc is pushing the slide thing all the way in, and we'll use the outside. So at point Q, I'm now going to put the arc across the angle, intersecting both sides. That looks like the beginning of the construction for the angle bisector. Same step, okay? But now I'm going to move to P, and I'm going to do the very same thing. Using my favorite arc, hadn't changed anything. I'm going to start here and do an arc at least as big, if not a little bigger, so I know I have enough on my point Q, or from point Q. Okay? So my favorite arc at Q, and then my favorite arc at P. I think I said Q just now. All right. Well, we have some intersection points. We've been calling these two X and Y, so let's do that. X and Y. And now we have a third one. We're going to call this one Z. Okay, let's go back to that circle thing again. If Q is the center of a circle, and this red arc is the circle, okay, and now P is the center of another circle, and the red arc is part of a circle. These two circles, remember, we made them with the same arc, so they have equal radii. This angle Q is essentially a central angle. Look, the vertex is at the center. This measure is equal to the measure of this arc. If I have a congruent circle and I have the same arc, I want the same arc, it's going to give me the same angle. That's what we're going to do. We're going to now construct a congruent arc here, and that will be a congruent angle. So we'll end up getting our second side of the angle. So now let's measure. With the compass, you're going to measure from X to Y. Or if you want to measure from Y to X, not going to matter. Either way, it's going to be the same measurement. Okay, sliding everything. Here we go. So I'm going to put X as the center, and I'm going to slide and find Y. There, and get it just right. There it is. Okay? So now I have the measure, and I'm using the inside one. I have the measure from X to Y. We're now going to move the center to Z. I'm going to try to slow down here. You've measured with the compass from X to Y. And now we're going to move and put the center at Z and use that same measurement and crisscross our favorite arc we drew earlier. Okay? Now we're done, almost. This point where they intersected is on the side of the angle I need to draw to finish my congruent angle. How do those look? Good? Yeah, they do. The one mistake students make is after they do their favorite arc here and here, they just turn their favorite arc and go right there, and that's not the thing you do. You must measure here and then turn it and do it. Okay? And we're going to practice this one more time. One more time here in this lesson. So let's be given an angle V, and we want V to be obtuse. Okay? So V is obtuse. Did I not do that? Yeah, a little more space here. Okay. We need an angle V, and we want it obtuse. So I'm going to draw this one in the opposite direction, starting over here and then going this way. Obtuse angle V. I'll give you a moment to get that done. Okay? Now, what is the first step for constructing a congruent angle to V? Well, I hope you said we need a working line or a working ray. So I'm going to draw the one on the bottom here. And I could go toward the other way, but I'm going to put the W right on this side and make the angle go in the same direction, if that's okay with you. And we're looking for a side that's going to be out here somewhere. Can you visualize that? Okay. All right, now that I have my working line, what do I do next? It's the same as the first step if I was bisecting this angle. I'm going to use which arc? My favorite arc at V. And I need to arc it across both sides of the angle. Okay? But then I need to do that very same arc at W. So I'm not changing the compass, moving in here, holding it tight at W. And this arc needs to be as long, if not longer, than the last one. So I know I have enough. All right, we just generated some new points. Sorry. X and Y, and this third point we'll call what? Z. Now with the compass, what do I measure? I hope you said from X to Y or vice versa. So here is X at the center of my compass, and I'm going to slide this and find Y. And there we go. Okay. Now, where do I place the center? As Z. Move the center to Z. Hold that tight, and I'm going to draw now an arc that crosses my favorite arc, and there it is. At that point, I can now draw the second side of angle W, and that will be my congruent angle. Those look okay? I hope yours turned out as well.